1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost a weekend and you don't know what to do. Or you just need something fun to listen to.
Southside Pod!
Yes, we're on the air.
Pod.
And the gang's all here, all things on the South Side. We're listening to the Southside Pod. Looking for the best Southside breweries. Or you might just need an awesome place to eat.
Southside Pod!
Mount Greenwood, Evergreen,
Southside Pod.
Blue Island, Beverly, Payless, and Allsup too. You're tuned into the Southside Pod.
Southside Pod!
Oakland, Midlothian,
Southside Pod.
Oak Forest, Chicago Ridge, Flossmoor, and Bridgeview. You're listening to Southside Pod.
I was pissed off today.
Were you?
I was
Chris?
pissed off today.
What made you angry?
I
You
decided
get any matches on
Besides
Tinder?
everything.
No matches on Tinder?
I am never ever walking into a CVS again. And I say that knowing I will because I would just be pissed at the Walgreens next week for the same thing. Okay.
What happened?
Okay. So I just wanna break this down. My daughter wasn't feeling well and said she felt some chest congestion and had a cough. And I said, I'm gonna go get her some Mucinex.
That's what'll do it, yeah.
Okay?
Good stuff.
If you've ever done this before, you know why I got frustrated.
Did you have to sign a waiver? Because they didn't want you to make meth with it?
I'm walking back from
I know
something
why.
and I've got
It
my
was locked up.
8-year-old with me and we go into the CVS up the street. And I have to walk in a door that's got detectors right there at the door
Yeah.
that are supposed to set off alarms if people steal things from
Yeah,
the store.
right.
That's the first piece of security I have to walk through.
Sure.
Then I have to walk to the back where the aisle is where the Mucinex is. And the Mucinex is behind one of those stupid plastic cases with a lock on it. Now, that used to be for 2 things in the store. Half the store, as I'm walking up and down aisles trying to find somebody who can unlock that case so I can
What
get
were
the
the
Mucinex.
2 things? Condoms?
No, it used to be razor blades.
Okay.
It used to
Those
always
Mach
be
3s,
razor
man.
blades.
Yeah.
But I mean, it feels like it's behind I saw deodorant behind them now. They're locking up the deodorant. For all the people that want to steal a little Arm & Hammer
Yeah,
deodorant,
right.
okay, and run down the street with
Speed
it.
stick.
Right, we have to put that now
Amen.
behind these locked up
So you
plastic things.
need a person for everybody now.
So I go find
That's
the
why
person.
they're doing self-checkout, because they're too busy helping you unlock cabinets
Well,
to
that's the
get your
thing.
stuff.
It's a Sunday morning. There's one girl working the entire store
God.
and one
I'm
pharmacist.
sure you weren't at the dollar store.
No, I'm at the CVS.
Okay.
Okay. And I asked her, can you unlock this thing? And she's in the middle of unlocking something for somebody else because that's all she does. She just
Right.
runs around with her keys
Right.
and unlocks things for people.
Right.
So she has to bring me back to this aisle.
And she just hands it to you, right? You don't bring it up to the counter.
No, so
So you still could have run out with it.
Yeah, but
exactly.
you would have known what he looked like.
No.
So.
Exactly. Because here's what happens next. She puts the key into the plastic thing that unlocks it.
Right.
And the moment she unlocks it with the key that's meant to unlock it, an alarm goes off. Because even though you're using a key
Oh, yeah, of
that an
course.
employee would have,
Yeah.
an alarm goes off constantly while she holds the thing open that buzzes throughout the entire CVS
Perfect.
It's
pharmacy.
letting everybody know that.
But yeah, exactly.
So the thieves can
think
come
about
take
this.
the stuff
It's
out of
not
it.
going off because I broke open the case.
Correct.
It's going off
Used the
because
key.
she used the key designed to open it up that only the
It
store
probably
employees
doesn't
had.
go off if you broke it open.
No, I bet you it doesn't go off. So now after this alarm has gone off and everything else like that, she hands me the Mucinex and walks away to go unlock something else. I could run out the door right now. Right? That's
Right.
stupid.
So you did, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
So now I walk up to the self-checkout because I have to use that because she's not there to be able to actually ring up anything
Right.
because she's running around unlocking things. And I scan this thing that was given to me by a store employee
Right.
who had to look at me and determine, is he old enough for Mucinex?
You're worthy.
Right. And when I scan it, it won't let me finish checking out till she comes back and hits a button to prove that I'm over 21 years of age.
Right.
I'm getting carded now.
Two-factor
You have to
authentication.
be 21 to buy Mucinex?
Yeah,
now?
now you have to be
You can
21 to
make
buy
meth with it, I
Mucinex.
think. It's got Sudafed in it.
Isn't that
or
crazy?
something, or Sudafed's
So I
in
got to
there.
get carded
You used
now.
to just have to sign for those. You don't have to be 21.
No, now you got to be 21. With the self-checkout, so she has to come over and put a birth date in,
Right.
right? And then I get to leave where I walk again through the
It probably
sensors. for
beats
this
when you
Mucinex.
went out, too.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. Southside Pod listeners, if you're looking for a hot sauce so local, so organic, that the peppers are grown in your neighbor's backyard, and then, for most of the listening area, the sauce is delivered to your door for free, look no further than sidsauce.net. It's the only place I get my hot sauce from.
I was in the 111th, I was in the Walgreens on 111th and Kedzie while it was being burglarized. A gentleman walked out with a case of Modelo, and she just walked out, and
And that was not behind
at
any
the counter.
plastic locked
No,
up
it was
thing.
just in the cooler.
I would much rather steal Modelo than the Mucinex.
But I was
just me.
it
If
was
I
an
were
old
going to
lady-
steal something,
old
that's what
lady
I would
behind
do.
the counter, an older woman, I should say, not old lady. And I just go, you just let him walk out, and she goes, he does it almost every day. And I go, meanwhile, I'm paying for my stuff. And I go, what's stopping me from walking out? And she looked right at me in the eye, and she goes, you can. But I paid for my stuff. But she literally
Isn't
said
that amazing?
You can, she
This
said.
is the world we live in now, right?
She said, we can't stop them.
No,
Okay.
it's seriously, this is the world we live in now. Like you and
He
I.
nonchalantly walked out, put it in his car that was right there. I mean, there was people taking pictures of his plate and stuff, but it was like, he just put it, he wasn't even in any hurry, just grab his beer for the day, which he does every day, I guess.
You
he's got a
and
problem.
I believe, are raised with the idea that like you pay for things and you don't steal them, right?
Right.
You pay your bills, right? Like if you have a credit card debt, it's up to you to be able to pay out from underneath it. Like all those different kind of things.
But you don't
right?
have to now, I guess.
Right. But now you don't need to do anything. Like I sit there and I think to myself, especially now while I'm paying for the divorce and it's really expensive.
Yeah.
Like it's really stupidly expensive how what you have to pay
expensive.
for these things. Okay. And I sit there and I think to myself, like I was actually telling my buddy who's a lawyer. I was like, man, this is pretty expensive. He goes, well, you're at least paying your bill. I go, what? He goes, yeah, most people don't even pay their bill. I go, what?
You're the idiot.
Yeah, most people don't even pay their bill. They run up $40,000 in the expenses. They never even pay their bill, right? I mean, it is incredible to me that there are people out there that sit there and go, well, I should pay for it. And there is that part of me that sits there and says, you know what I should do? I should rack up the entire thing on my credit because I've got like an 800 credit rating, right? So I should rack up everything on my credit, take the family to Disney for a month, and then go
Nice.
declare bankruptcy because that's how the world works these days, right? It's
Start
crazy.
over.
Just start over. Just start
Forgive
over.
me.
Sorry about that.
A
I have
world
financially
cruise.
saved.
I should take a world cruise, right?
Yeah.
I should take out a $40,000 advance on one of my credit cards or something like that and cash and stick it into a mattress. And
My
then
bad.
I should
My
declare
bad.
bankruptcy.
Sorry about that.
Whoops. I guess I couldn't handle my finances anymore.
Can I try again?
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? While I try again, hold on a second. I'm going to head up to the CVS and grab some free Modelo.
Yeah. And some
Not the
Metamucix.
Mucinex. You
So
can't
what
get the
did you buy?
Mucinex. You can't
No,
get the
can't
Mucinex.
even- that's a-
You cannot get
it's
the
harder.
Mucinex.
It's
Take
harder.
the liquor, not the drugs.
CVS. Take the liquor, not the drugs.
Okay, let's bring in our guest this week. We have one this week on Southside Pod, brought to you by Spoken Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. Wide array of wines from all over the world for any taste. The food, though, is getting rave reviews. Anything from appetizers to entrees. May I suggest the meatballs? You're always looking for something reasonably priced that's really good and you get a good portion? Try those. Pair it with a red, you got date night. Date night starts going, well, she likes the wine. Go buy an extra bottle, head out the door. See more at SpokenVineWines.com. The folks from Chicago Gaelic Park are sitting down here at the 9-foot homemade oak bar. We're going to take a couple of minutes and talk with them. Mary O'Sullivan reached out to me recently. First of all, extremely generous. You heard the Gaelic Park players on Southside Pod. You, I imagine, based upon your emails and it seems the pull that you have with the swag, like you're running all the promotions and like telling people all about Chicago's Gaelic Park. So like that's your deal. And then you were like, I got something for you, Chris. How are you?
That is so true. Thank you so much for having us. We're doing great tonight and excited to be here. So yeah, I've got the tickets and
Yeah.
I've got all the events and the plugs.
The biggest event that you have going on is the house, and I want to get into that because
Yep.
I've already bought my raffle ticket for it. Mark Flynn has joined us as well. Mark, how are you?
Pretty good. Thanks for having us.
So what do you do over at Gaelic Park?
Everything and nothing. If this works.
Is it a requirement that everybody at Gaelic Park has a brogue? Like, I remember when the players came, they had a brogue as well. It's like, I'm worried if I show up and I don't start talking in one, they're going to look at me funny.
No. Hear me. I'm I'm a South Side-ish accent person,
Okay.
so don't even worry. Mark's the guy we bring for the brogue, though.
It's fake, It's not real. It's not
Oh,
real.
come on.
I just put it on.
So let's talk about the house thing, because that's, first of all, my sister's the one that reached out to me to that. She's like, Gaelic Park is giving away a house. Get a raffle ticket. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, get one. I got one. And it's a great idea. It's $100 for a raffle ticket. When you think about all the times, like, I mean, I got kid in Brother Rice. I got a kid in Mother McCauley. The amount of times I'm buying $100, $200 in raffle tickets or a square or something like that for a football pool, I spend that kind of money all the time on it. For $100, I'm entered in, and what is this thing worth? It's an expensive house.
Estimated value is $650,000
In Mount Greenwood.
Yep, but
had
the
to-
cash prize is $450,000.
Okay, so the idea is you take the house, or you could take $450,000
Or 450 in cash.
in cash.
Isn't that nuts?
Decisions,
Yeah, I know. I mean,
I know.
seriously, like, I like Mount Greenwood. That's great. I could upgrade from the house. I got to figure out how to move the bar, but I don't think I'm going to have many worries if I
No.
just won a $600,000 house. On the other hand, $450 in cash. That's all. I mean, like,
Right.
that'll be a big decision for the winner. First off, how's the response on this so far? Because I would imagine with a prize this big, there's a little bit of trepidation, like, will enough people buy tickets?
People don't get the concept, we think, because we've got about 8,500 tickets sold.
Okay.
So the odds are 1 in 8,500.
Yeah, I like those odds. I don't know why I even have you on the show. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hurting myself by telling people about this.
No, the odds are good.
Yeah. You put the address on the
Yes.
flyer, right?
Yeah.
10430 South Sawyer.
10430 South
Yep.
Sawyer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
We got about
So people can drive by and just see this house if they
Actually, you can
want
go
to
Go
scout
see
it.
they can
it.
go inside it this weekend because we're having an open house Saturday
Okay.
and Sunday, 12
So
to 4.
what makes you pick the location? Like, to think about this. I know where you're located at. Okay, you're still a little bit of a drive from Mount Greenwood. You pick a house in Mount Greenwood. You decide you're going to build this. Take me through the process behind picking a location and deciding, first of all, that you're going to even do this.
It started in the bar, as most stories start.
That's where all the best ideas come from. You know what? Every idea I ever had for a radio show, including this podcast network, started in a bar. Yeah.
We're sitting at one now.
And that's how it started. And someone came up with the idea. This new vacant lot over here. And well, actually, I think it was a house on it. Knew of a lot for sale. So we knocked down the house, started building.
Yeah, and I mean, it's technically located in the city of Chicago, so great for city workers. It's a good location in a good school district, good for families. So the location is kind of an
Very nice street.
It's a solid location over
it's
there.
a very
My
nice
parents
street.
are over in Mount
Yeah.
Greenwood. We're sitting here in Evergreen Park, but my parents are over in Mount Greenwood. That's a solid location to do this thing. So what does it go to benefit? Is it just something to raise money for Gaelic Park itself? What is it going towards?
So it benefits Gaelic Park charities, and it goes towards the mission of promoting and preserving Irish culture through dance, theater, community, sports. So it'll go to improve facilities and strengthen cultural programs.
How do people register for the home?
Go to ChicagoGaelicParkHouse.com.
Right.
Or talk to your local Chicago Gaelic Park member, or catch a flyer in one of the many establishments we've put it in.
I want to say I went to your website because she was like, get a ticket. I went to your website, followed some links, and then all of a sudden I was there and I was able to purchase a ticket.
Yeah.
It was not a difficult thing to be able to do.
Doing it online is the easiest and best way to do it. We do have an older community who likes to buy paper tickets as
Mature.
well.
We don't call them older, they're mature.
A more mature, more
People
sophisticated.
like my father who calls his White Sox ticket agent and complains that he has to use his phone to walk in the ballpark. Yeah, those people.
Those people.
Yeah, the MLB app. Yeah.
Very good.
But so you can do that if you, like I said, have a local Chicago Gaelic Park member in your family.
Well, you go
but
for
do
a
the
drink
website.
at Gaelic Park. We sell them out there too in the front
Yep.
office.
Yeah.
In the
there's
front
hand
office.
tickets.
You got a great bar over there.
People love having
Yeah.
the hand tickets.
Yeah, you got a great bar over there, and you got some great events that are over there as well. So
Exactly.
take me through some of the stuff you have coming up. I know I'm going to a concert
Yep.
that I'm excited to go check out. I know you have something going on, actual weekend of St. Patrick's Day, kind of break,
Yep.
because this is your wheelhouse.
This
This
is
is your
it.
time of the year. You know, I keep trying to explain to people. I lived coast to coast. in all kinds of different places doing radio. And first of all, when you go out to California, they don't even know what you're talking about when you say where's the St. Patrick's Day party. They got nothing going on out there. But I mean, this may be one of the only places in the entire country where they're putting up green Christmas lights in mid-February on their houses. So this is your time to shine, right?
Yeah, we saw some of that on the way over here. I saw some shamrocks in the windows, and it really, for us and for a lot of the community, it starts in January, or it starts the March before with all the planning and everything like that. But we've got a whole month lineup full of activities for all ages of people. March 8th starts Ireland on Parade, and I have the dates right here. So that's March 8th, and then 12th through 14th. And then at 5:30 every day, we've got Irish music, Irish dancing.
Yes, you have the dancers that come in like almost like every night, right?
Yep.
Because my niece and goddaughter, every year I'm there for whatever night her performance is when they go and do it. And that is always... I mean, that is a thing, first of all. You show up, there's it's like community tables almost, the way that it's all set up. You just start meeting people. I run into so many people I haven't seen in the longest time at those Irish dance nights. Those must be just so much fun for you guys over there.
Yeah, I mean, we really are all about community, and I mean, everybody's welcome. You don't have to be Irish, of course, but that's like where you're going to run into friends, and that's what we're all about at Gaelic Park.
And most of the people out there working are all volunteers.
Yeah.
You see nothing but volunteers.
Yeah.
All year long. And then we all get together. March is our heavy month for.
You also have some concerts that are coming in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to one.
The one
right?
you're going to,
yeah.
I believe, is Green Road, and that's on March 9th. They're a band from County Wexford, and they just had an album come out on Spotify, and they do like traditional Irish songs, ballads, all the fun stuff. And then the next day, March 10th, is Southside Irish Sunday. And that is our annual Sunday full of like a lot of acts. I have to do a count, but Southside Irish musicians. We've got the Fenians coming in from California. They're an Irish band. We've got Irish dancing, activities for the kids. We've got a hot food buffet line.
I would imagine it's going to be a
She's
big
like an
day.
encyclopedia.
Oh, I know, but I would think that would be a big day for you guys
It's a huge day.
because the parade is normally before. Like on any other normal calendar, the Southside Irish Parade down Western Avenue would have been that day.
Correct.
It would have happened on
Yes.
that day. And I don't know if it's true, but somebody told me, like, I guess one of the organizers, some family member, somebody who's like high up was like always wanted it to fall on St. Patrick's Day, and something happened.
They got lucky.
They got lucky and it ended up on that day. But like normally it would happen that Sunday before if it was on the 16th. So you guys are now the only game in town on that weekend when people are looking to get their party started. Yeah. That's going to be a big day for you.
Yeah, and we really do celebrate all month long. And we usually do Southside Sunday, whether or not the parade is happening that year. Of course, we love that the parade is happening every year now again. But the Sunday before is Southside Sunday, and we'd love to be the biggest event in town, and we'd love to have everybody come out to do that. That's not to say we won't have anything going on St. Patrick's Day. We'll have a similar lineup on the 17th, so we'd love to see people after the parade too.
All right.
But Southside Irish Sunday is a big one for us.
The website, you want to give that out real quick so that we...
For the house raffle?
For everything. The Gaelic Park website, which one's that?
That one is ChicagoGaelicPark.com.
Yeah, I'm going to a murder mystery theater thing, I think.
Yeah, that'll be really cool in April.
After this exciting month in March, because you do stuff year round.
Yes.
All year round.
Yeah.
All are welcome all year round. I sound like a broken record, but we really want to be a place where everyone in Chicagoland feels like they can go. We've got a ton
Beautiful
of different
grounds.
events.
Just like
53 acres.
53 acres. 53 acres right there. I mean, it's amazing.
I mean, when you go out there, you're just amazed by how much space.
Come in the summer,
I
see all the
don't know
football
if the
games.
Irish have ever been so rich as they are over at Chicago Gaelic Park.
Well, we are running a fundraiser, so
There's a reason for that.
there's a reason. But
I think the Irish from a couple hundred years ago would show up and be like, how did you get this?
I mean,
What the heck happened here?
it's really crazy. I do hope the Irish, if they showed up, I mean, and they do, of course, but if they said, how the heck did you get this? They'd realize that it's the work ethic that came over from Ireland and the volunteers that have established and built the place from the ground up. I've been around Gaelic Park my entire life, but the closer I get to it and the more involved I get into it, the more
It
amazed.
sucks you in.
And the more it sucks you in, but the more amazed I am at like the volunteer spirit and dedication and just like what goes into it. I just couldn't imagine anything else like it.
Oh, 1, 2, princess kneel before you. That's what I said now. A princess who adore you. Just go ahead now. One has diamonds in his pockets. That's some bread now. And this one said he wants to buy you rockets. Ain't in his head now. Well, this one got a princely racket. That's what I said now. And got some big seal upon his jacket. Ain't in his head now. You marry him, your father will condone you. How about that now? You marry me, your father will disown you. He'll eat his head now. I'll marry him, I'll marry me. I'm the one that love you, baby, can't you see? I ain't got no future or family tree, but I know what a prince of leather ought to be. I know what a prince of leather ought to be now. Since you want to call me baby, just go ahead now. And if you like to tell me maybe, just go ahead now. And if you wanna buy me flowers, just go ahead now. And if you like to talk for hours, just go ahead now. Hey, yeah, yeah, just go ahead now. Baby, 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 just go ahead now. If you wanna buy me flowers, just go ahead now. And if you'd like to talk for hours, just go ahead now. Oh, baby, just go ahead now. Yeah, yeah, oh, baby, just go ahead now. Just go ahead now. Just go ahead now.
I have a confession to make. It's true, and I'm guessing you have done the same thing. Put more time into thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for your retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree with you, and I want to help you out. I've got a local, experienced, down-to-earth guy who's a friend of this show. He's got a get-to-know-you approach and do the right thing values, and he's been around for over 20 years right here on the South Side. His name is Tom Walsh. He's located on the corner of 111th and Kedzie, and he's waiting for your call. In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call someone who's invested in your success. Reach out to Tom now, 773-779-0023, or pop in at the office right on 111th and Kedzie. Tell him we sent you. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
So every year for my mom's born on Christmas.
Okay.
Like Jesus.
That's rough for her.
It was rough when she was a youngin'.
Right.
But as she's an older lady now, we like to...
How do you celebrate that?
Well, since we got to the age where Christmas wasn't the same as it was when we were young people.
Right.
And I think we all know what that means.
Right.
It kind of became where my dad said, okay, December 25th is now not Christmas anymore. It's Mom's birthday. So we did Christmas on Christmas Eve.
On New Year's.
Jesus gets bumped at a certain point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, Jesus was out of the picture.
He was born in like April or
But
something.
all the tree would come down.
So.
Everything would come down. December 25th, Mom's birthday, because my dad always said she got screwed when she was a kid. Only got one present, this and that. So now is her time to celebrate her.
Okay.
There was a time even where I think my dad used to go get cakes from like Wolf's Bakery and things like that. And I think he got banned from Wolf's Bakery one year because he used to always tell him, I'm getting this cake for Christmas Day, but I don't want any Christmas stuff on it. And one day they put like holly and stuff on it.
And he lost it.
And I think he threw it at him.
Your mom's name wasn't Holly, right?
Right.
That was the
No.
problem.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
It
was bad.
He threw a Christmas cake.
He's like, I told you 7 times. I mean, my dad was a hothead, so like.
He threw the cake at Wolf's Bakery.
And probably some old lady in a hairnet.
Oh my God, there are a bunch of
I
old
told you,
ladies.
right?
Who didn't understand him.
But anyway, every year I take my mom somewhere like a night out. We do a mother son. We go to dinner and we go to a show.
Right. And if it doesn't go right, well, you throw
I throw
something.
a cake at
right?
an old lady It's for Dad. It's like, here's for you,Ad. That's what we do, actually. Even if things go right, like it's just a tradition to honor my dad. I think he's looking down on us, and they're like,
That's
This
my
is
boy.
me. Yeah, we just find a random old lady,
Right.
just throw a cake in her
and then you
face.
just kind of look up and you're like,
Right.
to
We're
Dad.
like Steve Aoki, but with old ladies on the street. I take her to dinner and a show, and this year I took her to the world premiere Elvis impersonator.
Okay.
And it wasn't really it wasn't an impersonating show. It was a tribute show because this guy was like the whole show saying, you know, I love Elvis my whole life, and he's the greatest musician. We're going to do it for him tonight. Yeah, I mean when he was doing it.
Where was it at?
The Rosemont Theater.
Okay.
So
Classy place.
I'm sitting in the theater, and I start just overanalyzing everything. But he was playing Jailhouse Rock, and I start for the first time listening to the lyrics of Jailhouse Rock.
Okay.
And at some point, I realized it is not about a bunch of guys just dancing in a prison. And if you listen to the lyrics or read them, I think you might understand.
Really?
Are we going to analyze them right now?
I'll pull them up right now if you'd like.
Bring them up. Okay.
So,
I gotta look this up with you.
So Jailhouse Rock
Because
is
the Blues
what they're
Brothers
doing,
made it
right?
fun again.
They did. And you'd think Jailhouse Rock means guys dancing in a prison, right? Their life's terrible, but they're dancing.
That's what I think prison is, just guys dancing.
Yeah, that's
right?
kind of how I always envisioned prison.
So it starts off normal. You know, they threw a party in the county jail. The prison band was there. They began to wail. Everyone's dancing, right?
Right.
And then it gets kind of weird in the second verse.
So the first verse is okay. They
yeah,
lead
well,
you
they're
into
having a
it.
party.
Yeah.
He was blowing on the slide trombone, the drummer
Right.
from Illinois, crash, boom, bang, all that. Okay, ready? By the way, this is an all-male prison. That's all I'm going to say.
I see it.
Number 47 said to number 3,
Yeah.
"You're the cutest jailbird I ever did see. I sure would be delighted with your company. Come on and do the, quote, Jailhouse Rock with me."
Oh, so you got to get
Number
Rock.
47 said to number 3, 2 inmates.
Right.
You're the cutest jailbird I ever did see. Let's do the jailhouse.
Yeah, I love your company.
Wow.
Do the Jailhouse Rock. So Jailhouse Rock is
Wow.
prison sex.
It's possible.
And then it gets a little
Sad
bit...
Sack was sitting on a block
This
of
is
stone.
where it gets weird. The last verse of this one. Go ahead,
Way
read it.
over in the corner, weeping all
terrible.
alone.
Yeah.
The
What did
warden said,
The warden said,
That's
"Hey,
the
buddy,
Cab Calloway verse.
don't you be no square.
Here
If
it
you
comes.
can't find a partner, use a wooden chair."
what do you think that wooden chair is
I
doing,
don't want to
Chris?
think about what the
sitting?
wooden chair
What
is
do you
doing.
think that wooden chair? He's doing the Jailhouse Rock. That's what that wooden chair is doing.
I don't wanna
He couldn't
think.
find anyone to do the Jailhouse Rock with him, so he's going to use a wooden chair. So this whole song is not about a party.
This
in
song
prison.
is disgusting.
This song is about...
Elvis got us again.
I'm with, you know what? At this point, I'm with the old fogies that wanted to ban Elvis.
The weirdest part about
Because
this,
that's a crazy
I came
song.
to this realization sitting next to my 76-year-old mother. And I couldn't share it with her. It's a great song, Mom.
Well, what's
You
in the
having fun?
ghetto about?
Prison sex.
The big thing that you got to mark on your calendar, Saturday, March 2nd, it's coming up. Mother Macaulay High School Fathers and Mothers Club is putting on a night of comedy. Mike Toomey of WGN is going to be headlining this event, 21 and over, and then some local comedians, Tim Walco, Bill Bunker, Brian Good. $50 ticket. It includes corned beef buffet dinner. 'Tis the season for the corned beef dinners from Clancy's in Oak Lawn, as well as chicken and pasta from Baracco's. So you get a choice. Cash bar, going to be available. Split the pot. Some raffle prizes like a 75-inch LG 4K UHD TV. Get your tickets right now online, or you can even reserve an entire table of 8. mothermacaulay.org/parents/comedy night. The school drop-off line
This
has
is
now
old
become
news, Chris. This is everywhere.
it's become the statement on just people in general.
Start walking.
Well, that's what it should be. Should be start walking, right? It shouldn't be pull up to something where you're supposed to be dropping your kids off and somebody like stops their car, blocks everybody, gets out, walks around the car, lets out 3 kids that can't figure out how to get out of their own seatbelt, and everybody else waits.
This is why I hate
Like
driving
half
my
a
kids
block
to
away
school.
from Mount Greenwood School, the gym teacher directs traffic in the middle, and he does a great job.
I wish we had that
He doesn't
in my
get paid
school.
extra.
Oh.
He goes out there in the rain, the snow, everything, and he is awesome.
You need somebody who
Some
walks out and
lady
yells
yelled
at
the
people.
F word at him the other day.
Really?
During like traffic because he wasn't letting her go. Because he's letting
Really?
he letting 10 cars go this way, 10 cars. He does a great job. She goes, "What the f are you doing?" And I was walking across the street at that point. I go, "Wow!" And he goes, "It's unbelievable." He's like, all day long. People are just angry.
People are terrible to each other. Like, not even my kid's school, but the one that's up the street. Okay, there's a different school that's nearby the house, and They do their drop off like right there on the street. Okay. They don't have a lot that they pull the kids into. And I watch people go around them speeding at 30 miles over the limit because they're pissed off to go around the cars because they're mad because they pull the drop off kids.
Go that way, you're an idiot.
All you need is a kid to get out of the car and they're going to be a smear across the street. Right. It's absolutely, and it's crazy to me because you're at a school. There's 15 signs that say that it's a school zone, and you're angry because you chose that route. Like, we live in Chicago. This is something I remember I was taught at Brother Rice High School, and I learned it in a couple of different classes, but really at Brother Rice, I was in a class, and they were talking about Chicago history. And they talked about how this entire city was made in a grid. If you can't get down 87th Street, go down 88th.
Right.
Go down 86th.
Right.
Because it all goes the same way.
And
it's a big, giant grid.
Just go, if you want a big street, just go 8 blocks.
Right, go 8 blocks over. 8 blocks in any direction, you get another big street. How are you unable to get down the street? And the way that people drive, you're like, this is my only way I can get there. Yeah. No, it isn't.
No.
It's what their app is telling them. That's all they can't figure it out.
If you go to an East Coast city, if you go to an East Coast city, and you're like in something like Boston. Have you ever driven around Boston? It's crazy. It's just a web of streets that make no sense. Nothing's in a grid. You have no idea where you're at, right? Like, I get it there.
Intersections with 7 streets all coming into
one spot. When I lived in LA, my commute home was 8 miles. My shortcut was 15 miles. Because I took side streets and I got home faster.
And you got home faster.
But it was a lot longer
because you
in distance.
And that's the thing I don't understand about anybody that lives in Chicago or any street. Most Western cities are in grids.
Yes.
Okay. I have a friend of mine who's an architect, and he lives up in St. Paul. And he says that if you ever want to see an example, St. Paul, Minnesota is built like an East Coast city. And Minneapolis, Minnesota is built like a city like Chicago to the west, where it's in a grid. And you go to St. Paul and you can't find your way around. And you go to Minneapolis and you can just move over a street. Oh, there's traffic here? Move over a street.
Yeah.
Move over 8 blocks and you're on the next major street. And that's why I never understand how people get so angry when they're driving down the street, because look, if your route is too slow that you feel that you need to ride over a small child getting off a bus, okay, maybe you need to just move over 8 blocks.
And if you have a small child in your car, and you're statistically late, because I see that all the time. People go, oh my God, I'm so late. Maybe get up 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
Set your alarm.
Right.
If it's every day, this is on you.
You're the problem. Then. It's not the traffic.
It's on you. Right.
It's you.
And
my kids have never been late for school. We've woken up late, very late before.
But we
made it on time.
We make it. They may stink.
Right.
They may be wearing their pajama bottoms by mistake.
Get in there.
The sock. There might be a red sock and a blue sock, or just one sock and the other one. There isn't even a sock on the other foot.
Sure.
But they're in the door by the bell.
Door.
They're there.
They're in the door.
Right. And I didn't run over anybody on the way there.
Not a chance.
Not a chance. Right. Then you get a phone call later, like, why does your kid only have one sock? And that's a big problem.
It's the South Side. It's the South Side. It's South Side Pod. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in to the South Side Pod. Y'all come back now, you hear?